Hey guys, so the first game that we're going to cover as a part of the entire Grandchester is a game that was played between Wesley So and Richard Rapport in the Paris Rapid and Blitz tournament. This was round two of the entire tournament, and Wesley plays the white pieces and Richard Rapport plays the black pieces. So Wesley opens with d4. We have knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, and bishop b4. We have the Nimzo Indian defense on the board. We have e3, c5 striking the center. We have bishop d3 developing the bishop and also preparing to develop the knight either via f3 or e2 and then preparing to castle. We have knight c6 continuing to add more pressure to the pawn and d4. We have knight e2. We have c captures d4, e captures d4, and now d5. And the knight on c3 is actually pinned by the bishop, so the knight cannot capture the pawn. So we have c captures d5, knight captures d5, and Wesley just castles. Richard Rapport could actually choose to capture the knight on c3, but he prefers moving the knight back to f6, and this opens up a discovered attack on the d4 pawn by both the knight and the queen. So Wesley defends by playing bishop c2, black castles. We have a3 asking whether you want to capture the knight on c3 or you want to retreat. Rapport castles. We have bishop captures, pawn captures, and Richard plays e5. Wesley develops the dark squared bishop to b5, and this pins the knight. So we have e captures d4, knight captures d4, knight captures d4, and c captures d4, creating a very beautiful passed pawn on the semi-open d file. We have h6 asking whether you want to move the bishop or you want to capture the knight. Wesley moves the bishop, still maintaining the pin. He wants to maintain the tension. So you have rook e8 and queen d3. We have bishop d7 continuing development, and this rook to e8 move was actually a crucial move because if black plays something silly like a6, there are always threats of capturing the knight and trying to have some checkmating ideas on h7 and h8. So we have d5 planning to push d6, rook to c8, and now even d6. And now the pawn on d6 is actually a big bone on black's throat because it covers both the e7 and the c7 square for both black's pieces. And if there is a check given on h7, it prevents, and h7 and h8, it always prevents the black from escaping via the e7 square. So we have g5. This is actually a must know because there is always a threat of checkmate on h7, h8. So bishop moves back to g3. We have knight to e4. Actually, knight to e4 is not probably the best move. A better move would have been queen to e5, queen to a5, maintaining the knight on f6 because the knight from f6 guards the very important h7 square because the queen bishop battery is always going to be eyeing the h7 square. So we have rook a to e1. Wesley now plans to eliminate the knight, or even if the knight moves, um, there are always these checkmating ideas on h7 and h8. So we have rook a to rook to c3, attacking the queen, and Wesley defends by moving the queen to d1, also defending the bishop on c2. We have knight captures g3, pawn captures g3, and now we have rook captures e1, rook captures e1, and bishop e6. We have queen to d2 attacking the rook. We have rook captures a3. Richard Rapport grabs a clean pawn, and we have rook to d1, creating this new queen rook battery, which will help to push the pawn to d7 and e8, d8. So we have bishop to d7. We have queen before attacking the rook. Rook moves to a2. We have queen to b3 attacking the rook and defending the bishop on c2. We have rook a5, and it is only now that the queen grabs back the pawn on b7. We have king to g7. King to g7 is a good move, and uh, see that basically what the king wants to do is to ensure that he doesn't have any back rank weaknesses, or if the rook ever plans to occupy the open e file, he does not want to have any checks. We have rook e1. Wesley goes for the kill, and we have rook c5 attacking the bishop, and the queen drops back to e4, threatening a check on h7 and also defending the bishop on c2. So we have queen to f6, and now queen h7. The king has to move back to f8, and Wesley now delivers the killer move, and he plays rook to f7, attacking the bishop. And uh, probably the best bet for black could be something like capturing the bishop on c2 and giving up the bishop on d7. But there is also an even bigger threat, because if the queen ever moves away from the guard of the f7 pawn, then queen captures f7 would actually be checkmate. So bishop drops back to e8, and finally Wesley plays bishop to g6, attacking the pawn on f7, and more than that, it actually cuts off the queen's defense to the b6 pawn. And it was in this position that Richard Rapo finally decided to resign the game. Why did he resign the game? Let's probably look at a possible couple of scenarios. So what? Let's see what happens if we have f captures d6. Now we'll have queen to h6 with check, because the queen no longer covers the h6 square. We'll have king to g8. That's the only legal move, and we would now have rook to e8 with check, and the queen now has to put herself between the king and the rook, and rook captures f8 would actually be checkmate. Well, after bishop to g6, let's see what happens if queen captures g6. If queen captures g6, then the queen no longer guards the h8 square, so now we would have queen to h8. The only legal move would be queen to g8, and now we would play rook captures e8 with check, and the only legal move for the king is to capture the rook, and now we just gobble up the undefended queen on g8, and this would be unplayable for black, as black has a queen for a rook, and black is just getting checkmated very soon. And if without any of this, if black probably tries to defend everything, and just play something like rook to e5, trying to prevent the rook from capturing on e8, then we will have queen to h6. Now the queen has to put herself between the king and the white queen, and now we would have queen captures, king captures on g7, and we can just gobble up the undefended rook on e5, and uh, white is just up so much material, and this would be a pretty easy win for white, however he plays it. So yes, after bishop to g6, Richard Rapo finally decided to resign the game, and what a wonderful victory to begin the tournament for Wesley So yes, that's the game. I really hope you enjoyed it. I will continue the coverage of the Paris Rapid and Blitz tournament for the next couple of days, and I'll try and cover as many games as possible before the Croatia Rapid and Blitz tournament starts. Thank you so much. Do keep supporting the channel. Thanks for all your support. Have a nice day. Bye.